Okay, we're going to be looking at classes of lipids, triglycerides, phospholipids, cholesterol, and we're going to just explain some of the basics. So first off, we should know about the fatty acids. We have saturated and unsaturated, of course. There are glycerides, and there are also non-glyceride lipids. And the non-glyceride lipids would be the sphingolipids, the steroids, and the waxes. And then there are complex lipids such as the lipoproteins and the glycolipids. So let's take a look at those and think about them. Remember that the individual component of lipids is the fatty acids. So let's take a look at these fatty acids to begin with. Look first and realize that they're made up of the basic units of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And let's look at the fatty acids. And notice that the different types of fatty acids are determined by the number of carbon atoms, which you can notice quite clearly. And you can add them up and notice the differences. And so remember that the number of carbons determines the different types of fatty acids. Now let's look down at these at the triglycerides. So remember that triglycerides are the transport form of fat in the bloodstream, and we need, of course, to transport fat for energy production. And notice that triglycerides are made up of a glycerol and fatty acids. So let's look first. This is tristerin, and we can notice that there are 3 separate fatty acids attached to one glycerol molecule. Next, let's look at the phospholipids here. Now remember that the differences between the phospholipids and the triglycerides can be easily understood by looking at the head groups and noticing 2 versus 3 fatty acids for the head groups. So this is a good question. You might be asked about the differences between triglycerides and phospholipids. Okay, so let's move on, and we're going to start talking about fatty acids.